today we're going to walk you through how to make venison sausage. Now when you start looking into sausage making, it looks very intimidating, but it's quite easy once you dive into it. So today we're going to be talking about some of the ingredients that you need and the equipment that we're going to be using to make the sausage.
So we're going to be using some pork that we raised here on the farm and also a whitetail that Liz got on a recent hunt. For this recipe, we're shooting for about a 70-30 meat to fat ratio. If you like a little bit leaner sausage, you can go with an 80-20. For us, we're going to be using 70% lean cut whitetail and 30% pork fat. Now, if you can't get pure pork fat, you can just go to the supermarket and pick up a pork shoulder or a Boston butt and cut that 50-50 with venison, and that's going to get you in that ballpark of 70-30, 80-20 that you're going to want for a good juicy sausage.
We have 18 pounds of lean venison here that we've put into the freezer. It's almost froze, and we have 7 pounds of pork fat that's really cold, a pound of non-fat powdered milk, and then we have our bag of seasonings.
So the milk powder that we're adding is just going to act as a binder. It's going to make the mix sticky, help hold things together, and then it's also going to absorb and hold the moisture that we're adding with ice chips. That's going to make a juicier sausage.
So a general rule when grinding any kind of meat is to keep things cold. So cold, partially frozen meat and a cold grinder head are very important. This recipe calls for about 2 pounds of water. Instead of using water, we're going to replace that with an equivalent amount of ice chips.
So we like a pretty coarse grind on our sausage, and so we're going to be using a 3/8 plate and just running it through that grinder twice. If you like a little bit finer grind or you're making a different type of sausage, you might want to run it through more than twice or just use a finer plate on that second grind. All right, so we've got all the venison ground, and I'm going to start grinding the pork fat. But the thing about fat is it doesn't like to grind real easy, and so I've got 2 pounds of ice chips here. This is going to help get this fat through the grinder without smearing it. It's also going to add some moisture to the mix. So I'm just going to trickle this in as I grind this fat.
Ben, can you grab me a short stool though? I need a short stool to be able to get up here to on top of everything.
Where a short stool is?
Right outside the thing.
Oh, that smells good.
That smells good.
It smells like chili seasoning.
Yeah, actually that kind of does smell like chili seasoning.
Oh my.
Okay, so when we put this through the first time, we did a really coarse grind. I'm mixing all the seasonings in here, and then we're going to put it back into the machine and run it through again.
So one important thing with sausage making is that your meat and your fat is really cold, but the thing with cold meat is, well, it's cold. And so these gloves, these Timrez 282s, they're insulated. These are the gloves they wear up in the canneries in Alaska. They come in really, really handy. Where's my stomper at?
So to case this sausage up, we're going to be using a 15-pound sausage press. You don't have to have a sausage press, but if you can afford one, it's going to make the job a lot easier.
All right, so we've got the meat and the fat mixed up till it's a really sticky consistency. You see it sticks to my glove. We're going to go ahead and start loading up the sausage press here. And when you're loading the press, you want to try to not have air bubbles in there because those things will shoot out into your casings and cause all sorts of problems.
If you don't want to case it, then you can just do pattied sausage. You don't have to worry about it at all.
Now we've used both natural casings and collagen casings. In our experience, the collagen ones are easier to use, but they can be spendy.
Yeah, the natural casings are much more affordable if you're going to be doing a lot of sausage.
But they're kind of a pain to work with. They really are. So we'd recommend that you pick up just a little bit of both, try them out, see which ones you like and which ones work the best for you.
Go ahead. Crank her out. Go pretty fast.
I'm having a rough time.
So you're going to get a feel for how tightly to stuff these casings. If you stuff them too tight, they'll bust open when you try to link them up. If you do it too loosely, then you've just got a soft sausage.
Ooh. Lifting our table up. Now I can break my table. Probably just need to wrap these up 7 and pack because y'all all eat 2 and I just eat 1. It's a little bit on the stool.
Stop now.
Perfect.
So when it comes time to package these things up, you could, of course, vac seal them. We just use regular wax butcher paper. We've done it like this forever, have never had any trouble with it. Now you could just throw these things on the grill, bring them up to an internal temperature of 165, and call it good. But if you've got a smoker, what I like to do is throw them on there on low smoke for a couple of hours, then crank the heat up to finish them off.
Now this recipe makes some really good juicy venison sausage. We're going to serve this up with some homemade sourdough rolls and some homemade sauerkraut, which makes for an excellent meal. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you on the next one.
Get Finn to put ketchup on his.
Oh, look what Dad put on his.
Yeah, I
Look what you put on yours.